but I've never seen anything like it before.
A statue with the head of
Yeah,
a bird.
it definitely is. But it makes sense. They're going to a temple, so yeah, Sino and Sethos would definitely be the people to mention here because they both grew up in this desert.
That's Thoth, the Ibis King, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. The legends say that he, the Crocodile King, and the Goat King were the 3 retainers of King Deshret. Let's take a
Crocodile's
look.
green. Her power is green. And actually, her attacks kind of look like she's chomping down. Kitty! Kitty cat!
It's just Ashru.
So, all is well?
Typically speaking, at this point,
Pet the
the
kitty.
world disintegrates. Then we find ourselves back in the outside world. Besides, these are my memories. There's nothing to fear.
You're sure?
Of course, it's almost over.
Bad kitty. Bad kitty. Bad
Hold on!
What's that?
Knowing too much is always a death sentence.
Speak for yourself.
It's Flims? Is that Flims?
How repulsive.
No, it was him! It was Dainsliff. Oh my gosh! I don't know how I'm gonna... I keep clipping it way too early. Maybe I'll have to go back.
Timed
I
that
don't
pretty
know,
well,
but
didn't
that
I?
was awesome.
It's okay. I'm just glad no one was hurt.
Paimon noticed you doing something too, Dainsliff. Were you helping get them out?
Of course. When I asked Nefer to conduct this investigation, I was not naive to the dangers involved. I had a duty to ensure your safety.
Good to know your sense of justice is still intact after all these years.
I take that to mean that you saw the truth. That comes as a great relief.
I certainly did. And thanks to your help, I also managed to trap Rerir inside the chess set.
Whoa, really?
Oh, that's what just happened?
Well, to be honest, I sensed that something was wrong long before we made it to the temple. By using this fragment to probe into Rerir's past, well, the monster formerly known as Rerir, it seems I alerted him. I was tracking him, then he caught on and started tracking me too. Can't say I'm surprised.
But how did he track you through your thoughts alone? That shouldn't be possible.
Rerir was a secret agent who reported directly to the Vinster King. He is an expert at finding a trail and hunting down his pursuers.
Sadly, yeah.
No
We know
wonder.
that too well.
He infiltrated the chess set, read my thoughts, and built a new virtual chess set inside of it. That's why we weren't able to leave at first.
Speaking of your chess set, it's quite a remarkable item. Would I be right in thinking you have some connection to King Deshret?
You overestimate me. I only have a connection with one of his underlings, the Ibis King. You all saw how this came to be. A long
Was
time
it the
ago,
kitty?
the Eab
Is the
massacred
kitty a
my
descendant
tribe,
of that
the Shimti,
person?
in our home village. A few years later, I enrolled in the academia, where some new information came to light. The Unut and the Eab fought a bitter battle over the rights to a well, all for the sake of a non-existent 50 million mora.
Yep.
The Eab ultimately won that confrontation, but their victory came at the cost of almost every warrior in the tribe. The final blow to the Eab came at the victory feast, when an Unut assassin beheaded their chief right before my eyes. The remaining Eab fled and have been scattered to the winds ever since. Having gotten my revenge, I returned to my
Yeah,
hometown,
he's very sneaky.
where, to my surprise, the
Having
nearby
a assassin
temple
background,
was still
it makes
standing.
him even scarier because he can track
There it
anyone.
was,
pretty much.
seemingly immune to the relentless hostility of the desert, while my tribal home lay in ruins. As I stood there gazing at the temple,
Kitty!
I noticed a cat just outside. This cat, as it turned out, was home to the spirit of the Ibis King. He led me to a gate deep inside the temple, and there he made a deal with me. This chess set is my gift from the Ibis King.
I need to put
The
together
chessboard
a kitty
within is
compilation.
made to the same specifications as the one in the mausoleum of King Deshret, and represents his power of piercing analysis. With this chessboard in its container, I gained a certain ability to perceive hidden secrets. Now, you could conclude that the Ibis King simply wanted to give the people of this world the power to seek the truth, but I don't believe that's the full story. Every god plays favorites.
True.
Their hearts are as fickle as any human's, full of secrets, perversions, egotistical tendencies. But precious few gods are willing to admit this.
It is the same with all powerful forces, including fate itself.
Yes, true.
Their gaze falls preferentially upon a select few.
Like the
As
Traveler.
you rightly point out, this is an act of favoritism.
If you're alluding to the Abyss, then yes, I agree. Gather the others. It's time to share everything I've learned.
Alrighty, let's go. Kitty!
Thank you all for being
The
here.
kitty rolled over.
As promised, I did some further investigating into the Raker of Solnari's background.
They won't all
I
be
am
clips,
pleased to
but I do
report
want
that
to
the
put them together
investigation
for a
has
kitty
been most
compilation.
fruitful indeed. The Raker of Solnari, real name Rerir, was once a Conrian subject who served the Vinster King. I will now share the important details of his story. Please save any questions or comments for the end.
Alright. She narrates to the group. Alright. I'll leave this for you guys to read if you want to read it. But
So that's why he's so obsessed with the moon.
A tragic tale, to be sure. But it does not excuse his many transgressions.
I agree.
No matter how much Rerir suffered in the past, the fact remains that he is what we know today as the Wild Hunt, wreaking havoc upon innocent lives in Krai.
Wait, is Rerir
He becomes
actually
more
all
dangerous
of the
with
Wild
each passing
Hunt?
day.
Like,
If
it's
left
not just his main
unchecked,
body, but
it is simply
all
a matter
of
of
it is
time
him?
before all of Tevat suffers the consequences. This is a threat that the Knights of Favonius cannot ignore.
A question for Miss Columbina.
Does that mean we're gonna get
Forgive me
D-Luke
if this
in
is
Act
presumptuous,
5?
But have you ever seen the
Please.
spatial gateway that appeared in Rerear's memory?
Never. But I have heard stories of something called the Moon Gate, and this seems to fit the description.
Okay.
Miss Lama, any thoughts on this?
In the lore of the Frost Moon Scions, the moon is believed to hold many secrets. Some sources speak of ancient knowledge, others of a gateway to the unknown. The term Moon Gate is one I have heard before. But as is the case with all of our legends, there are no records of any first-hand witnesses.
Okay.
We cannot know whether it truly exists.
Then back to Miss Columbina. As a moon goddess yourself, do you have some idea of where the Moon Gate leads to?
Not at this stage, sorry.
My
I
kitty
do
was
hold
in
the
frame.
power
I
of the
must clip
Frost
it.
Moon, and my strength is recovering well. I can sense that
I'll
the gate
zoom
would
it
open
in
at my
if I have
command,
to.
but
But there's more to the power of the Frost Moon than that?
yes. A moon goddess has the right to open the Moon Gate, since it is a path to the moon. But as never mentioned, holding open a spatial gateway takes a huge amount of power. And right now, I need to conserve my energy
Yes,
to fight the
agreed.
Ray Hero Sonari. I'm afraid this is one mystery we may have to leave unsolved for now.
Okay.
I agree.
So that might
Better
be a
to
world
save your
quest,
strength.
actually.
But
Doing
if you'll
that
humor me
afterward
for
might be
a
a
moment,
world quest.
I have a bold conjecture of my own regarding the world beyond the gateway. I highly suspect that neither Tholindis nor Rerir made it through unscathed. The evidence pointing to this is the fact that the Rehir of Solnari exists in the form of countless fragments. With the abyssal
Oh,
power
yeah.
he wields, no ordinary foe can touch him, let alone tear him to shreds. And yet, the wild hunt proliferates wherever his scattered fragments lie, drawing hordes of monsters to many different locations across the land.
Okay,
So
Albedo's
your
been
theory is that
not-
Rerir was physically torn to shreds by some powerful force? Hence,
Ooh,
why
maybe.
the Wild Hunt is a distributed phenomenon, rather than a unified one?
Ooh, maybe.
Makes sense to me. Explains why the Wild Hunt is so pervasive, and why
Yeah,
he's been trying to
true.
piece himself back together. He was whole to begin with, and he wants to be whole again.
Without the power of the Abyss on his side, he almost certainly would have perished the moment he was torn apart.
Yep.
But the Abyss, much like a curse, has kept him alive.
I could not agree more. The power of the Abyss is most surely a curse.
It is a compelling
It's nice to
explanation,
have Dainslift back in.
and one that accords with my present understanding of Abyss creatures. Whether the life form in question is primitive or advanced, if a curse has extended its lifespan unnaturally, it will continue to survive in spite of everything. This raises some interesting questions. I will run some experiments and see if there is any validity to my suspicions. That being said, regardless of whether my research bears fruit, I would like to thank Miss Nefer for conducting such a thorough investigation. Already, it has greatly enriched my understanding of the entity we face.
My pleasure, Mr. Albedo. I too hope that the information I have shared today proves useful as we look to formulate the next stage of our plan.
Hey! What is it, Dainsliv? You look really upset!
It's just... when I think of the man I once knew as Rerir, I struggle to understand why things had to turn out like this.
The two of you used to be friends, didn't you? I don't know if these words will bring any comfort, but my heart goes out to you.
And the sad part is that none of this would have happened if the fortune teller didn't tell him to go there. None of this would have happened. So I'm wondering if Dainslift's brother is actually the mastermind behind all of it. That's just a theory, but
Mine
very
too.
possible.
We can never
'Cause-
know all the hows
because
and
he was
whys
also
of the way
hearing
things
voices.
are. The moon and stars are full of untold secrets and lies. And the skies are host to many more mysteries than these alone. Yet, none of that can begin to compare with the complexity of human life.
Those are the first comforting words I've heard in a long time.